श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम 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 श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम
Sri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama Om 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 Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama Om Sri 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 Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama Om Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama Om Sri 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 Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama Om Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama Om Sri 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 Rama Jai Rama जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम 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 जय जय राम ओम राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री 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 राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय 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 राम जय जय राम ओम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम 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 जय राम जय जय राम
It will come just now. Say next. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Call she knows, you know. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 കിട്ടുന്നുണ്ടോ? Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody, Hari Om. Pranam, Pranam, Pranam. Hari Om, Hari Om. So for the past few days now, Papa is not allowing us to go beyond the contents of 3-4 boards. So a quick recap. Every time we all forget, So the first board talks about inner voice. Because that was the one starting point in Papa's whole spiritual journey. Inner voice here, elaborately, it was discussed. We also went through the words of Gandhiji. So it is an intuitive experience. The more we think about it, you lost your network. क्या करेंगे? Here also it went. So it was connected. So that means that is lost. When he comes, you can go and tell him, can we give a connection to the
Swamiji's here, no?
there is a GPS there, no?
Yes, sir.
Can we give a connection to this so that
Non-Monday, this one. Connect.
Sorry for the interruption. Hari Om, Hari Om. Hari Om. That is, we are put to test by Papa. Whether we get demotivated, disgusted, or dejected. This is called life. Ups and downs will be there. Even in a small thing. A coin has got two sides, inseparable. So that is the nature of the world. So we should take it sportively. Not that we have reached that stage, we are trying. So when we started on the points discussed in the board, the first board was trying to highlight this word, inner voice. We also come to realize that the moment he heard that inner voice, that was the starting point in his spiritual journey. Not anything from outside. The seeker keeps on seeking, proportionate to the intensity he has been bestowed with. All other dissimilar thoughts get arrested, as it were, paving the way for the Lord's guidance. Paving for the receptivity, Lord's guidance is always there, but we are not aware. So when our mind is crowded with thoughts emanating from me and mine, we will not hear this inner voice. This is what is highlighted here.
I can tell that. Yes, sir. Ask them whether they are able to.
So if we are also dead earnest to start our spiritual journey, so it indirectly says we have not yet started, no? Outer activities are going on, no doubt, but it has still not enabled to open up. If we still entertain the feeling that we are not on the path effectively, it is because we have not heard his inner voice. Yes, go ahead, something like that, no? Yes, you are on the right track. So inner voice, inner voice. Gandhiji says, God reveals himself every day to all human beings. The divine music is incessantly going on within ourselves. Peace Pilgrim also says the same word. There was a great, highly evolved soul whose name we don't know, but she is known as Peace Pilgrim. She was also, like Papa, absolutely non-traditional in her approach, and then she was purely relying on the guidance from within, nothing from outside. One question was asked, can you describe intuition? She says, real intuition is a spiritual receiving through the divine nature. No chance.
We'll continue the satsang. They will hear in YouTube.
You also try? Okay. Perseverance is the keynote for success.
Binda. Binda. Correct.
Anything from me and mine, not hear this.
Your voice.
Highlighted here. Or is it coming now?
Because that time you have told them that time there was no.
So she was asked this question, does God speak through you? She says, in a sense, God speaks through everyone whose life is governed by God. God speaks through everyone whose life is governed by God. So we were talking about inner voice. So now we are very clear, no? One day I must hear this inner voice. Apart from my planning, my sticking on to my field, my line, I must shed this and try to hear his voice. Stilling the mind will enable us to hear this still voice, still small, still voice. Yeah. So when we sit for mental chanting, instead of trying to hear our own chanting, or along with trying to hear our own chanting, let this prayer also be infused. You have provided every facility for me to pray to you, to remember you, but I will know that I am on the right path only when you say yes. I want that chapa, authentication. That chapa will come, ratification will come only when, or the authentication will come only when you make me feel that I have heard you. This intimate communion with him. Because today Papa is making us very clear that your spiritual journey gets started only when you start hearing it. Because otherwise, as a seeker, you are following your instruction. Your instruction as well as others' instruction. And if it has yielded you, no problem. If you feel it has not yielded you the desired result, then we must try, Otherwise, for years, we will be like this. This should be very clear to us. We are now trying to follow the dictates of our mind and those that has been given to us from outside. Honestly, sincerely, we are doing it. But if we feel that we have not had his approval, then we are doing it, that's all. So we want his approval, just to check up whether we are on the right path. So we are telling him, once you make us aware, yes, I am on the right path, I am satisfied. Probably now we remember in that song, in that bhajan rendered by Swami Vivekananda and translated in Malayalam, very touching bhajan. How long can I wait? എത്ര നാൾ ഇങ്ങനെ കാത്തിരിക്കുന്നു ഞാൻ? Will this life be a waste? വ്യർത്ഥമായിടുമോ ജീവിതം ഈശ്വര? You are the Lord of the universe. ലോകങ്ങൾക്കെല്ലാം അധീശനാണ് അങ്ങുന്ന്. Me, an insignificant fellow. കേവലം ഞാനൊരു നിസ്സാര ജീവിയും. സാധുവാം എന്നുടെ ചിത്തത്തിനുള്ളിൽ അങ്ങേ വാഴിക്കുവാനുള്ള മോഹം വൃഥാവിലോ? I wanted you to enter into this. I wanted you to occupy this hut. How long should I wait? I know that this is not the fittest place for you to stay. It is not comfortable. I know that. Okay. But even if you come and stay there for a small time, what do you call that? കൊള്ളരുതാത്തൊരു പാഴ്ക്കുടിയിലെങ്കിലും I look forward with intense aspiration. കൊള്ളരുതാത്തൊരു പാഴ്ക്കുടിയിലെങ്കിലും ആശയോടെ ചിത്തം നോക്കുന്നിതങ്ങയെ അല്പമെന്നാകിലും വിശ്രമം കൊള്ളുകിൽ. Even if you rest there for a while, ധന്യമാം എന്നുടെ, my life is enriched. That means that glimpse, I am satisfied. So we are praying to him now. I have been longing to progress on the spiritual path, and you have been providing so many guidance from outside. You were also making my mind to take it up with all sincerity and earnestness, but still the insufficiency is felt. Why don't you bless me with that in the form of an inner voice? We had heard this 30, 40 years back. It has had its own impact. But only today we are trying to connect it with the inner voice.
Swamiji, நம்ம இன்னர் வாய்ஸ்ன்றது இன்னொரு ஃபேசட்ஸ்லையும் நம்ம யோசித்து பார்த்தோன்னா, நமக்கு ஏதாவது ஒரு வேலை செய்யணும்னு சொன்னால் நம்மளால் முடியும், நம்ம அந்த கான்ஃபிடென்ஸ் கூட இன்னர் வாய்ஸ்ன்னு சொல்லலாம் இல்லை சுவாமிஜி?
அவளுக்கு தான் தெரியும் அது. Nobody else will be able to certify that it is the inner voice. Only that particular person will be able to realize. Papa has given some clues. Clues like, it should be free from vested interest. Number one. Number two, it should be spontaneous. It is not a product of any thought. It is spontaneous and free from even the trace of vested interest. Me and mine should not be there. It just comes. The why and whereof we don't ask. Anyway, when he has decided to make us aware of the inner voice, rest assured he will make us to feel that it is the inner voice. We don't have to come down to our usual level and try to analyze it. It will be very pleasant. It will be a perennial source of inspiration. You don't need any certificate. You don't have to check up with anybody, That is, you don't need any other outer ratification. You are thoroughly convinced that it has come from him. That is the benchmark. There is no other thought there. It is beyond the realm of the thought. Spontaneous in nature. And then free from anything connected with me and mine. Anyway, that much is enough. We don't have to analyze it because it is not a product of any analysis. So now we are praying. You give us some indication by which I feel I am on the right path. Let not my mind say that. That revelation should come to me. Awakening, revelation. We can now put it, the one experience which Papa had when he had the darshan of Gandhiji at a distance, What were his words? Anybody remembers?
Which one?
Gandhi.
It is there on that board. No, outside. Outside there is a board, Gandhiji, Papa. Take a photo. Such things we also do get, an inexplicable feeling. We cannot explain that. Because it is a direct experience. It is not at the knowledge level. Feelings are the expressions of God, not thought. Thought cannot gauge, thought cannot bring all these things. A strange influence from Gandhiji, A strange influence from Gandhiji changed his outlook and his mind started going towards God. The first touch was from Gandhiji. A strange influence. Vittal Rao saw Gandhiji in Mangalore in 1920 from a distance. A strange influence from Gandhiji changed his outlook and his mind started going towards God. The first touch was from Gandhiji. Later on, he said, God is in our very breath. Papa said, our eyes behold God everywhere. Our nose smells him. Our tongue tastes him. Our ears hear him. And hands touch him. He lives in our thoughts and feelings and acts. Without him, nothing can exist. As with him, everything does. A strange experience, which cannot be explained, which cannot be put in words. So inner voice. And the next board, so inner voice you have to keep on, not merely hearing. We try to add this prayer while we chant. Kindly enable us to have your seal, seal of approval, that I am on the right path. You only know whether I am on the right path. Others advise me is a general prescription. It's not an individual prescription. Mahatmas reveal their revelation, their experience. But if I have not tuned myself to their level, I may not be able to capture the theme, though I may be able to understand the theme. So kindly give me that experience by which I become aware that I am on the right path. Because you have made us known that in Papa's spiritual journey, the starting point was this inner voice. As he has brought it out in his first book, In Quest of God, in the first chapter. When he cried, he said he heard. The prayer was heard. From the great void, came the reply, despair not, trust me, you shall be free. That was the voice of Ram. And Ram stands for subtle and mysterious power. A very important point for all of us to always do manana. And the second one is on vairagya. Vairagya means, bidding farewell, mentally bid farewell to all that to which we are attached. Everything drops off by itself. So when we look at ourselves, whether we have been able to feel that everything has been dropped off. I may be very loving to everybody. I may be serving everybody. But have I been able to detach myself from my kith and kin and from my possessions? Mentally, not outwardly. Because when I came to this world, I came alone. When I leave this world, I am going to leave alone, as I have seen many. In between, I have developed some relationship with others, some relationship with my possessions. If I have understood properly, I will retain it, I will continue to be one among them, but I will be mentally detached. Has it come? The second step in this, for the success for the spiritual journey is this. First is this inner voice. Second is the needed dispassion. Dispassion from relations as well as possessions or possessiveness. It includes even attachment to my body, my name, fame, my individuality, any sort of craving at any level. Recognition. Are we in a position to become the same childlike, to have the same childlike innocence? So this is another one Papa has mentioned. And the third one is renunciation. Renunciation means from the individual to the universal. As an individual, I realize I cannot exist by myself. I am a part and parcel of the stupendous whole. At the material level, at the spiritual level, I am part and parcel of it. But I feel I am independent. For my very existence, I need everything that is other than me. Yeah. We are putting it as Mother Nature and society. Anything other than me, So that is the real renunciation. Dedicating my life to Him and Him only, who is there in the form of His various creation. A creation means Mother Nature and society. The me and mine, the trace of it is also not there. Entirely. So first one was inner voice.
The sound is not clear.
Huh?
Sound
Sound is not clear. Here the power is not there.
It is full.
In between it is going, he's on the YouTube, you can hear clearly.
Is it clear? Now is it clear, Jayantima? Hari Om?
She's not heard, I think.
Is it clear now?
No, I think they're not hearing only.
No, Mataji, it's not clear. It's in distance.
One second.
Broken.
Shraddha.
No, it's breaking.
We are not able to hear clearly.
One second.
Change the
Net.
hotspot, ma. Shall I change the hotspot?
1 second.
Interference. What?
Anand Ashrama.
No, yeah.
Now it is clear?
Swamiji.
Uh-huh.
Yes, Swami.
Now?
Yeah.
Is that clear?
Yes, Swamiji now.
Now it is
clear.
clear.
Yeah,
It's clear. That's it.
what has been said earlier may be repeated.
What has to be repeated?
Again, no, you repeat because what they could not.
Earlier, whatever, just moment before, we were not able to
Okay.
what has Swamiji said.
Okay. So first was one, inner voice. So we all pray to the indwelling reality when we take up chanting or when we do everything, more particularly in chanting, that you should make me aware that I am on the right path. I feel I am on a spiritual journey. Outwardly, I am doing so many exercises that gives me some satisfaction, but still, you are a concept, you are not a reality to me in spite of this. You are still far away from me. Whereas intellectually, I know that you are with me, you have been with me. So you should give me the go-ahead signal that I am on the right track. So
Kindly mute the audio, please. Hari Om. Hari Om. Kindly mute the audio.
Sarla aunty.
Mute it.
Yeah, disconnected.
Yes, okay.
We can't hear, ma.
You can't hear now?
Now we can hear, in between the voice goes.
The current is not here.
But on the YouTube it is coming.
YouTube it is coming.
YouTube. Yes.
Because we have put
In
that.
between I'm hearing.
Auntie, because there is caller mic for the YouTube. That is why.
I'm hearing on YouTube also.
Okay.
Hmm?
She's hearing from YouTube also.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
So with the inner voice, let us concentrate upon.
Okay.
Let us concentrate upon this aspect. I must hear. I must have some seal of approval that I am on the right path. I need. In Papa's case, in Gandhiji's case, or probably in many Mahatmas' case, as soon as they entered with all the prerequisites, they were blessed with this inner voice that assured them that they are on the right path. So we have to add this prayer, more particularly in chanting, so that the disturbances are less. Only the Nama chanting and we are there, and then we are praying to Him. You have facilitated everything for us to chant your name, to remember you, and we have been doing it sincerely, but still we feel that our efforts are insufficient, incomplete. So we need some approval, something by which we come to know that we are on the right track. Not that our mind says I am on the right track. So that we can feel that is the expressed form of what do you call that? Inner voice. And from there we move to the dispassion, another board. So these are all the milestones. Yesterday we said, we have to tick mark, checklist whether this is okay. Have we been able to, otherwise I will improve that. So the second one,
Inner voice and dispassion.
inner voice first.
Second, dispassion.
அப்படியே வருது இல்லை போர்டில். Anyway, doesn't matter. So dispassionately, why when he started this journey, how he was successful, because he bade farewell to all that he was attached to, relations as well as possessions. So we are checking up. We try to love everybody as much as possible. We try to serve everybody as much as possible. But this aspect, have we checked up? But are we totally free from attachment? Mentally. Outwardly we may be there, but mentally are we attached? If not, how to improve it? And the third one is take a leap from the individual to the universal. How do we do that? By constantly bringing the reality, truth, that we owe everything to factors other than us. Even the very breathing goes on because the air is made available, Even we are now having a sense of individuality because the body is available. And I know I did not do anything for my body, the present me and mine. So like that, when I drink a cup of water, I did not bring any water when I came to this. You provided the water, you provided the space, you provided the temperature in my body, you provided the sun god for me, you provided Mother Nature in the form of vegetables, fruits, pulses. I did not do anything. You provided all creature comforts through your own various creations. So I am what I am because of the factors other than me. So that means I owe everything to things other than that. Yes?
In a way, Papa has been teaching us this individual to universal by saying that the ashram is established for teaching universal love and service based on the divinity law. he has been teaching us universal love, going from ourselves to outside.
Yeah.
Oneself to outside.
Yeah. So the common factor can be identified only by taking a leap from the individual to the universal, from the spiritual level, not from the social level. Social level, we try to become useful to everybody. But if it is not supported by the spiritual awakening, then you get applaud from others, but to you, the insufficiency will be still felt. That is why we have seen so many people who have been rendering social service. They are fag end of their life. They are miserable. So social service is not what is intended here. Service, just now Papa read that particular word. I see him everywhere. So everything is he. So sanyas, that is what is sanyas according to Papa, from the individual to the universal. And becoming positive always in our journey. From, for others, prickly thorns, not thorns. It was fragrant roses for him. Thorn and roses. In a rose plant, these two are there. It is not a delusion. It is not unreal. Both thorns and the red roses are there. How we look at it, how do we prioritize, how we prefer, whether we prefer to see the roses or look down upon it when we look at the thorns. When we look at the rose, we understand, yeah, it is also having a thorn, that is its nature, that's all right. But the mind is fully on the roses. That means positive. There will be positive and negative for everything, but as a spiritual aspirant, the next milestone or the signpost is becoming positive.
Swamiji, sanyas is dedication to entire being.
Entire being. Then entire being is individual. There the question of individual does not come at all. If we can read, that's all. So we have to, then we come to realize we have miles and miles to go. Then behind every structure he saw the signature of the master. That means, in anything and everything. We will not say that person has done a beautiful work. This particular object is so beautiful. Instead of that, we will see the signature of the master. God is revealing through that person. God is revealing through that object. God is revealing through that situation. Everywhere he finds the signature of the master. How many we have now come for? Inner voice, dispassion, and individual to universal, then positive, becoming positive, and now signature. What are they?
Signature of God. Swamiji?
What are they?
5.
Inner voice.
Dispassion.
Nobody is telling.
Padma aunty.
Inner voice. Inner voice. Second
Vairagya.
Vairagya.
Renunciation.
Anything? Then.
Individual to universal.
Universal in a spiritual way, not in a social
Universal.
or not outward reaction.
Positive.
Then.
That is over.
Nature of the master in everything. Like if you see a beautiful rose, we just appreciate it now.
So now, if these words get we are not trying to learn it by heart. We are ensuring that it gets imprinted, it has its stamp on our mind, so that our journey will become more and more smooth. So these are all 5 points.
Everything becomes more and more clear for me.
Correct.
Stress to serenity did not bring about so beautifully. Then these single points, this can stay in our mind while we are cooking, when you are eating, when we are even talking to somebody. These points will always remain in our mind.
Quite right. Absolutely right.
We are now very clear.
Okay.
Yes, Swami. Thank you, Swami.
Okay. And next one, positive, then afterwards signature, then fulfillment and non-fulfillment as his will and wish. Pa. Very difficult, but it is the reality. Because everything is actuated by him, so we cannot paste a label called fulfilled, non-fulfilled. When everything is emanated from him, the actuating principle, even our life has been actuated by him, and therefore everything has been actuated by himself. So the
last 1 minute.
We are now blessed with this, it's an approval. We feel it's an approval of our efforts. So, fulfillment and non-fulfillment as his will and wish. So 6, whenever we meet with the so-called labeled failure, we don't grudge, grumble, mumble, we don't get frustrated. That we will reach that stage only when we know that it is he who has actuated.
Swamiji?
No.
Becoming positive is from which board?
Fourth board. Which board she is asking?
You don't worry about the chronological order. Don't worry about the don't worry about the chronological. No.
Yeah.
But for the inner voice, dispassion, renunciation, positive, becoming positive, seeing him in everything, and the last is fulfillment or non-fulfillment as his will and wish. Rest we will take it up tomorrow. If this goes inside, that it will be, rest of the thing will become supplementary. If this much is very clear to us, so we want an approval from him first, not our own certification. Swami Ranganathananji beautifully brings out this in the Gita commentary for his 12th chapter. When the narrative starts from the last 8, Adveshta Sarvabhutanam, he says these are the qualities, to eligible. How do I name myself as a devotee of God? Eligibility. He says, and these are all the number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. If you are doing this, you are my dearest devotee. There he has said, you cannot say I am a devotee of God. He should say he is my devotee. When we are talking about inner voice, this must be there in some form, I must get his approval. One's own certification will not help. That means our own mind should not certify that I am on the right path. I want his chapa, seal of approval. That is the first one, Well, let us all try on that. During our chanting period especially, we will try to include this in our prayer. For years now we have been doing this. And our mind says we are on the right path. But in spite of that, we still feel you are far away. The seeking still continues. Intellectually, I know that only when the seeking stops, I will become aware of your presence. Seeking should stop, not by myself. The seeking should automatically stop when I reach the fruition. No? When I feel full, nothing else is needed. So the seeker should quit. Not forcibly. He resigns and goes away. Because he has no role to play. Correct. He has no more role to play, so he quits that stage. So we pray to him, you please guide me to reach that stage. And for that, whatever I am doing, you should certify that I am on the right track. So more of it tomorrow. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 Just now, one more thought came. In Guruvayur, there was a great devotee called Poondanam. He has brought out a masterpiece called Jnanapana, in which he says, Unnikannan manasil kalikkumbol, unnigal mattu verayum venamo. When you are playing in my bosom, do I require any other children? That means this inner voice, when I have understood you, what else I need? So we have to reach that stage. Unnikannan manasil kalikkumbol, unnigal mattu verayum venamo. With this protection, with this context, when we try to understand that, when I have understood that you are behind, I know I don't need anything more. Okay, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Pranam, Pranam. Hari Om.
Namaskara, Swamiji.
Namaskara, Namaskara.
Shanti, sir. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದೇನಿಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಫುಲ್ ಕವರ್
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಕಳಿಸಿ ಬಿಡ್ತೀಯ ನೀನು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ
ಕಳ್ಸೋದಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ